Oh, wow. Wojtek, Joseph, Joshua, Mike. Nice.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, what's up? Thanks for the password.
Hey, sorry for that.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey everyone.
Hello.
It looks busy today. So many of you.
Neil. Wow, so it looks like we have 52 people in the call, which is amazing. And yeah, let's kick it off. Hey, Joseph, Joelle, Sam, lots of people haven't seen for a while. Elio, first time I think you join us. Nice to meet you. Full. Cool. Well,
normally
amazing.
we do a round of introductions, but I think today is going to be almost impossible to do it. So
yeah,
I'll probably
I think it would take forever. It would take forever if we do intros this time. But great for everybody to join. I see a lot of people I see in the Discord. So yeah, maybe introduce yourselves in the chat. If you have a weird name on Discord, so we know who you are. It's great to see so many people here. All right. Let's kick it off, Mike. 55 people. I mean, if more join, it's
yeah, so I'll kick it off with the agenda so that I can tell you guys what's going on today. But in the meantime, Fran, if you can admit more people, if they come in, that would be great. So let me share my screen. You should see my screen now. Welcome everybody to our 9th community call. We try to do one every month so that we can tell you more about what Superfluid is building and help you to guide the protocol to go in the right direction, as every kind of active community does in the blockchain space. So for today, we will speak about a few things, starting from salary streaming. You might have heard that Delphi Digital started paying their team in a stream, and also quite a few other teams started paying all the team in a stream. So all the streams are now running, and we are super excited to see it going live, and we are trying to get the feedback. So we're gonna have 2 people that will tell you, directly from their experience, how it is to either pay or get paid in a stream. Then we will go into what is the dollar cost average strategy that allows you to buy Ether with DAI at every second in a stream, built by the team of Ricochet. We will dive into the ETH Odissey Hackathon's hacks, especially the winners that will demo their hack that they have done during the hackathon. And then we just want to do a big shout out to the Typescript supporters that have basically embedded Typescript support in our JS-SDK. So thanks everybody that built that project, and they will tell us a little bit how it was to build with Superfluid there. And then as always, we'll try to keep the last 20 minutes or so for everyone who has a project to bring to our attention, or any questions or something you'd like to share with the community just for feedback. So I'd like to dive straight in. Do we have Anil in here?
Hey guys.
Hey, so hi Anil. So Anil is a co-founder and COO at Delphi Digital, who also happened to run Delphi Ventures, who also invested in Superfluid. So thanks again for believing in the project from the early days. So yeah, tell us, how is it going to paying the team with the streams?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So give you guys some context. So at Delphi, we have around 60, full-time employees now. And out of those, at least half, probably 70, 75% are just being paid in crypto. So we really are like a, pretty crypto native company. And that's been pretty annoying for me and some of our ops people where, every month we're so busy with work. We have all these, especially now that we have 60 people, you have like 40 people messaging you like, oh, can you send, can you send the payment, etc. And it just, became a big headache. So, as soon as we, got in touch with the Superfluid team, obviously we're really excited and bullish on what they were doing. But, they told us they could kind of set us up to start paying salaries immediately, and got pretty excited about that. I honestly was probably more of the reason for the delay than anything else. Honestly, I just was swamped with work, and I was like, oh man, I'll set this up later. Eventually, when I set it up, I felt like a huge idiot because it took less than 5 minutes. Got everything set up, and now I don't get those annoying messages anymore from some of my employees who are being paid in crypto. I just pasted in the chat one of the tweets that we put out to actually show people just how simple it is, and the UI is, you know, so kind of like beautiful, very intuitive. But yeah, I mean, it's been, you know, absolutely like really exciting. You know, Fran and the whole team have been really helpful the whole way, even though they didn't really need to be. I think, you know, just, you know, they you know, put together this great write-up on Bankless, which was, you know, made it so simple to set up. And then, you know, more than that, I think what we're really excited about is now that we have the salary portion figured out, which we're going to, you know, continue onboarding more and more of our employees on, we're also going to be, you know, and this is maybe a little bit of an alpha leak, but by the end of this year, definitely going to allow people to stream payments for our subscription too, right? So, you know, we have a big like Delphi 3.0 launch coming out this month, and you know, we definitely are excited to have Superfluid be, you know, a part of that.
Sounds awesome. Thanks a lot. And what is the reasoning, do you think, that the team wants to be paid in a stream? Is more for you, for like an admin point of view, to have less hassle in paying, you know, everybody every month, or is also for them?
Yeah, no, it's definitely for, you know, all of the above. You know, as I said in the beginning of the call, there were definitely a lot of times where I had missed even payments for some of my employees, like by a few weeks, not even just a few days. So I felt really bad. And you know, now being able to stream these payments, not only are they getting paid on time, they're getting paid, you know, even beforehand. And they're able, and you know, I think everyone on this call knows how high the opportunity cost is in crypto. So them getting this capital even, you know, quicker just helps them and their portfolios out even more. You know, one of our employees, Jeremy, who's been receiving the streaming payment, he's already farming with it. You know, playing around. He's absolutely loving it.
Sounds awesome. Thanks, Anil. Yeah, so we're extremely excited to have your team on board, and we'll try to use it as also a case study to make sure that we can develop the platform further, so the protocol and the dashboard as well. We also happen to have someone who is actually getting paid in a stream. I think Raul, you can unmute yourself. Maybe it would be good if you could just introduce yourself and tell us how it's been so far.
Yeah, sure. Hey guys, I'm Rahul. I'm one of the co-founders of Connext. So we've recently switched ourselves over as well to Superfluid. I've been like a huge proponent of Superfluid for a while, actually. Like, you know, I've been looking at your guys' pitch decks for a while. I'm part of Venture DAO. I was like, you know, part of the team that like vouched for Superfluid from the get-go. And, you know, you guys have always been talking about all these like crazy other kinds of use cases, like streaming NFT payments and royalties and all this stuff. But I think this payroll use case is something that really resonates with the whole concept of this like stream and whatnot. So I was really excited to see that. I think this is totally like a place that you guys should really lean into, because as a user, like, you know, like you're saying, like I'm one of the users of it. I'm not the person who managed the payroll, but previously we were managing payroll through wallets. So it was annoying. My other co-founder who was in charge of that, she would have to log in every week and go through, like click everyone on the wallet and like, you know, do all this stuff and make sure. And it's annoying, you know, Ethereum transactions, sometimes they go through, sometimes they don't. So that was really annoying. And then getting it was like, you know, like same like Anil was saying, it's like sometimes they're like late. So I don't know if I got mine or not. But with this, it's just such a different thing. Like I just log into the dashboard. I literally see the number ticking up like by the second, which is a really cool thing to see. And then just the other day, for the first time, I actually took money out of the stream and actually started using it. So I sent half of it to Coinbase so that I could cash out through Coinbase back to fiat to pay some bills. And the other half went straight into my wallet so that I could buy more ETH or whatever, farm it, whatever I wanted to do with it at the time. So it's just really easy. I love that it's all right there. The interface is easy. And, you know, at first I thought it was going to be like some extra steps to convert it from the stream back to normal USDC, but it was just a one-step process. And, you know, you guys have done a great job with that. And, you know, I'm really looking forward to seeing even more integrations on this front. Like, you know, you guys should really talk to other people who are in payroll and see what kind of tools like they need. And, you know, on the compliance side, like tax side and whatever accounting and things like that, you know, that's kind of where like the hard part is. And I think, you know, if you can really like build that out into like a full like Gusto like platform, that's gonna really, you know, cause huge wins. So really excited to see what you guys do there.
Awesome. Is there anything we should improve, or any apps that you'd like to see?
Improve. I mean, of course, UX is hard. So like it took me a few clicks to figure out how to exactly get it out of my stream into my wallet. And it wasn't very clear that it was going to come back like directly as USDC. So I kind of had to like experiment to figure out exactly what was going to happen, where it was going to go on my wallet. Like, but of course, I figured it out, but I'm kind of more crypto native than a lot of people. So, getting to the mainstream, that's where it's always the tough part.
Right. Yeah, we will need to, it's kind of a never ending process. We'll try to make it better and better over time.
Yeah.
In the meantime,
and
guys,
one other thing, sorry to cut you off there, but one thing, Lane, who's our payroll person, she did say it works great for salaries, but not so much for hourly. So I'm not sure what the best way is with that, but like maybe if you can like integrate it with kind of these like there's some like time tracking tools that I've seen. One of our contractors was like using this time tracking tool. Like maybe if there's like an integration there, so if they track hours, then it like puts them on a stream for like that many hours and things like that, which could be interesting.
Sounds good. Yeah, it is actually a lot easier to do like never-ending streams than hourly rates, but we need to move in that direction as well. So we're definitely considering it. I think there is someone hacking on it with kind of counter level of salary. In the meantime, guys, I'd like to launch a poll. So we are asking everybody if, would you like to be paid in a stream? Yes or no. So you should see the poll live now. I'll leave it there for a minute or two. In the meantime, Rahul, any other comments you'd like to have just before closing this topic and moving to the next?
No, I think it was great to get Rahul's perspective too. Jeremy's been a bull dog for you guys for a while now, so it's nice hearing that kind of differentiated view. Yeah, but appreciate you guys making it so simple. Excited to continue to give you guys feedback. We were really excited to start using this just so we could be like a case study for you guys, right? So excited to also integrate the subscription payments. I think that's probably one of the most exciting things for me end of this year.
Thank you. Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna stop the poll now. As you can see, the results here, it seems like most of you, like 80% of those that replied, want to actually try out streaming, which is music for our ears. This is kind of live right now on Polygon and XDAI, so there's nothing stopping you from doing this. If you need guidance, you can reach out on our Discord. Most of the time, it's not even us helping you out, but other community members that created it before, did it before, can help you out and kind of navigate it through. Also in terms of best practices, of course, we will try to publish better guidelines and making sure that it's kind of fully communicated how you can set it up from scratch, even using Nose Safe or other kind of multi-sig wallets. But yeah, our Discord is like goldmine for those of you who actually want to try it out. So thanks everyone for filling in the poll. I'd like to move it on now to Ricochet. So maybe Francesco can tell you a couple of words about it, and then we can have a bit of a demo, maybe.
Yeah, I think I'd like to actually segue on what Rahul was saying, right? So Rahul was saying he's getting paid every month, right? He's receiving his salary, and then he has to offboard to Coinbase to go to fiat, or maybe he wants to buy some Ether, right? But that's really annoying, right? You shouldn't have to offboard from Superfluid to go to Coinbase and then do it from there. Which is why I think what Ricochet is doing is extremely interesting, right? So Rahul, as he receives those USDC, should be able to buy through a dollar cost averaging strategy into Ether or Bitcoin. And this is exactly what Ricochet enables. So I'd like to invite, who's here from Ricochet? Do we have Sunny or Mike?
Both of us are here.
Yeah. Off to you guys. Please tell us.
We're wearing the same thing, which is kind of weird. I guess we were both thinking blue today.
Yeah,
anyway,
Ricochet colors.
Sunny, you can go ahead and take it from here, I guess.
Yeah, glad to be sharing Ricochet with you all, and happy to hear all the Superfluid salary movement that's been going on. We are the first community deployment of a Superfluid app on Polygon. Today, we just want to talk about how Ricochet works, demo, and then some future plans. So, Ricochet, can I steal the screen, Fran? Can I share my screen? Do that. You guys see that? I can't hear you guys. Okay. Cool. So, okay, so Ricochet is a super app. We leverage constant flow agreements and instant distribution agreements to allow the first non-custodial automated token swapping process in crypto. It's a total game changer, as Fran said, for dollar cost averaging. For those of you who aren't familiar, DCA, it's basically a constant purchase of assets on regular intervals, such that you're buying less as the asset rises and more as it falls. This basically leads to amplified risk-adjusted returns, especially for volatile assets like crypto. And it also takes a lot of the stress out of investing. It's very, very passive. So let's check out this visualization of how Ricochet works. So this is our DAI wheat stream exchange market. So basically, Alice and Bob, there are two users. The blue arrows represent them streaming DAI X into the Ricochet super app contract. Ricochet, we have a keeper on the backend, which calls a distribute function every hour contract. It turns around, it takes it to Sushi Swap, it swaps it. Well, before that, it downgrades the DAI X to regular DAI. It takes the Sushi Swap, it swaps the DAI for wheat, and then it upgrades that wheat to wheat X, and then distributes it back to Alice and Bob using an instant distribution agreement. So that's how it works in a nutshell. Let's get into a little demo. So here's our app. It's a little beta. We are speaking with a community member right now on how to redesign, make things look better, but here's what we got for now, so hang tight. These are two available stream exchange markets. So we have the DAI wheat, so you can stream in DAI and get ETH dollar cost average back, or you can do the opposite in the ETH DAI market. So as you can see, as of now, we got 136K of DAI streaming into our DAI wheat market per month, and we have 48 different users, which we're super happy about. Notice also the approve RIC button. Earlier this month, we ran a liquidity mining program with our RIC governance token, where streamers were rewarded with RIC distributions proportional to their stream rates. So, and also down below, we've got a bunch of widgets so that you can upgrade and downgrade your ETH and your wheat, your DAI, as opposed to having to go to the Superfluid dashboard to do all that. So to demonstrate, as you can see, I have 135 of Super DAI in my wallet. If you want to upgrade your DAI to Super DAI, you could use this widget, put in how much you want, and then just upgrade it. But so starting a stream is as easy as this. You put in how much you want per month. Say I want to stream 800 per month. I just hit start. It's gonna load. Just gonna speed this up. Confirm. So once that goes through, we're gonna see that we're gonna see the amount that we have currently streaming represented in the input box right there. And we're also going to be able to go to the Superfluid dashboard and see the stream show up. If I just refresh, where it hasn't showed up yet. All right, so that's going to take a little bit, but yeah, so one thing you're going to ask yourself is like, why isn't the ETH showing up immediately? And the reason is, we distribute it hourly, obviously. And so if you want to see those hourly distributions, you can simply click on the contract, click on the header here. It takes you to the contract. You can see here on Polygon, every hour distributions are happening. So 1 hour, 2 hours. The next distribution is going to happen in 40 minutes. And yeah, so let's just pull up a sample distribution transaction. So as you can see, basically, it takes the contract, it takes the accumulated DAI, it unwraps it, it swaps it to wheat, and then it distributes it back to the Ricochet app users. And it also takes a small fee that's been hovering around 2 to 3% as of lately. So yeah, that's how our app works in a nutshell. That's how it kind of looks like on the back end. Let's see if it's loaded. Yes, as you can see, we're streaming to the super app, and yeah, basically every hour, ETH will show up in your wallet. on a dollar cost average basis on the amount proportional to your stream and the value of ETH at the moment. So,
and Sunny, you can also add a RIC if you want, and you can see it in the dashboard.
Oh, it's there. If I go to currencies, not yet.
Add custom.
Add custom token. Click the add custom token button.
Yeah.
Does it show up here? And then search RIC.
Do I have to put in the address?
I don't know. What is
no, it's just like that.
Just hit enter. See if that does it.
There we go. Oh, sweet.
There we go. Yeah. Add the token. Do we have our logo there too? Hope so. No, maybe I have to refresh now.
Yeah, that's gonna take its time, but yeah, that's really cool. We're glad that you added that, Fran. Super awesome.
Nice.
So yeah, I guess we can just talk about some future plans that Mike and I have for Ricochet. So obviously, like we mentioned, we want to redesign. We're going to be speaking with an experienced community member on this actually today regarding making this pretty and a very intuitive sort of interface. We're also going to be launching USDC to wrap Bitcoin and USDC to ETH stream markets, hopefully by the end of this month, once we've got them ready and tested out. So shout out to the people from Delphi. Those people who are getting streamed their incomes in USDC. They can easily just kind of siphon off a little bit of that income and just kind of, use that to dollar cost average into some of these assets like ETH and Bitcoin. So once we launch those, we will also kick off another liquidity mine program again with 1% of the RIC supply. So for those of you who didn't get the chance to get your hands on the RIC governance token during the last liquidity mining period, you'll get another chance once we launch the Bitcoin and the ETH markets with USDC. And we're also planning on launching snapshots soon for RIC holders early next month. And just a few things that are going on behind the scenes, which we don't have listed in our roadmap. We're also looking to integrate with other services. One we have in mind is Good Ghosting, which is this awesome gamified savings app in Polygon. And so yeah, that's just a quick rundown on our plans. And thanks for giving me the chance to share.
Yeah, thanks a lot for joining us, guys. I think it's an amazing product, and everybody who's receiving their salary should definitely allocate at least 1% of their portfolio to Ether or Bitcoin, right? This is not financial advice. Mike, would you like to kick off the poll? Let's see if we have any Ricochet users in the room.
Yeah, so have you guys ever tried Ricochet? I see a lot of answers coming in. Still 30 to go and we cover the whole room. All right, I'll wait just a couple of more seconds for the last ones to cast their vote. All right, so it looks like a few of you actually tried it and it works well, like 10 people. I have some suggestions on how to improve it. So Sunny and Michael here, just take some notes. If you want to reach out, the Ricochet guys, just type on our Discord and we'll deflect you to theirs. I don't know if Michael wanna put their Discord link in the chat just to make it easier. Basically the large majority, 70% of you didn't try it yet, but you wanna try it out. So I think it's app.ricochet.exchange for you to try it out. And that link would also turn to be useful in the chat, guys. So good.
Cool. Well, next up, we are going to talk about ETH Odissey. So ETH Odissey was a hackathon organized by the DevFolio team. It finished fairly recently, and there was a slight delay in announcing the winners on the DevFolio side, but we have decided we will announce them anyway. So here we go. These are our winners. Can you see my screen, guys?
Yep.
Yeah, so these are our winners for the DevFolio Hackathon. So we have DAOInsure, Fasto Lending, Streamable Social Tokens, and ISAs on Superfluid. So if you are in the room, maybe the guys from DAOInsure, you could go first.
Yeah, sure. Hey, hi. I think I'll start by giving a quick demo of DAOInsure, if that's fine.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. Cool. So here's DAOInsure. DAOInsure is basically an insurance DAO, wherein a user joins the DAO by streaming their premium using Superfluid, and in return they get their DAO tokens back as a stream as well. So we thought that instead of paying the amount lump sum, which can be a big burden financially, people can stream their premium instead. And likewise, we thought another interesting use case would be to stream back the DAO tokens. So you start by adding your latitude and longitude, and you start by streaming 10 DAX per month. And DAOInsure is meant to be a general purpose insurance DAO wherein anybody can put up a proposal about any insurance type. But we thought that as a first use case, it might be better for us to focus on one problem we have in India, which is farmers. So we focused on building a farming DAO. I think I'll just move to a wallet wherein I'm already a member. And so this is our interface. And just like any other governance platform, you can make a proposal. And the proposal you make is basically for your insurance claim. And you have your claimable amount over here, which is directly proportional to how much you're paying in the premium. So what the amount that you're streaming with Superfluid, this amount is directly proportional to that. And the other community members can basically vote on any existing proposals that are already on the platform. So our intent with this layout was to give the DAO members as much information about a proposal as we can give. So you have all sorts of data like the rain data for the location, the weather analysis. We also have a chat feature powered by IPFS wherein you can ask for more information, and you can also vote on proposals, and depending on what the majority thinks, that insurance claim will be settled or not. Another interesting use case of Superfluid we found here was that we are streaming back the DAO tokens. So your voting power basically increases over a period of time. Like the longer you've been a DAO member, the more tokens you have, the more voting power you have. Another interesting use case we thought of was the more a person votes in that particular DAO, we can increase their Superfluid outflow of the DAO token. So we are basically incentivizing people to participate in the DAO by streaming them more DAO tokens if they participate. So that's another use case that we thought of. And you can also kind of get a general overview of who's streaming how much to the DAO. And that's about it. Ilyo, would you like to add anything?
I guess like we have added most of it.
Cool. So that was a brief overview. If there's any questions, we'd love to answer them.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool use case. I think, as you said, as a generalized insurance platform, or even just as a generalized DAO membership system, right? Even just the idea that to be a member of a DAO, you have to contribute to it continuously. Like, I think there's a lot of use cases where that makes a ton of sense. So I'm really looking forward to see where you guys take this and see if there's anyone in our community who maybe wants to start up a small DAO and test it out. I don't know what the use case could be. Maybe a different kind of farmers that are quite common in the blockchain. That could be useful. Let's see. It's anyway, very cool hack, Shrey. And I think we'll move on to our next hackers. If you could stop the sharing. So next we have Fasto Lending. Ravindra, I saw you somewhere.
Yeah, I'm here. Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Cool. Thank you. I'm trying to share my screen. Please let me know if you can see it.
Yes, we can see it.
Thank you, Frank. So hi all. So as a part of E30C, like we worked on a project called Fasto Lending platform, which we built using Superfluid, as we say. So the challenge that the problem that we're trying to solve was in the current lending scenario that we come across, right? Typically, we take some certain amount of money as a loan, and then we try to repay it in a form of installments. And with these installments, your principal does go down, usually on a monthly basis, and your interest rate also goes down accordingly, right? But the lender gets this money in a bulk, and they typically uses this money to acquire more customers or roll this money out to different or probably give a top up on existing loan or something of that sort, right? But the lender is not getting anything in return, right? So if a particular person, what we thought was if a particular person is disciplined enough to pay the money or to pay the installments back in time, right? We can propose to pay the installments per day or per hourly basis if they would like to, right? So what this would do is it would reduce the overall outstanding amount on a particular loan on an hourly basis or per day basis based on the installment schedule one chooses to. And they can park the rest of the money that they would have otherwise paid as an installment to invest somewhere else, right? Maybe buy some ETH or some other token and get it back. Maybe it come tomorrow morning when it goes up, right? So this ways, lender also has an opportunity to park the money aside and maybe invest in somewhere else and get probably more revenue out of it, right? So that's one thing that we wanted to try it out. And similarly for lenders also, this gives one more advantage that the net cash flow might increase, right? Since the other lenders would also be paying the installments on a hourly basis or per day basis. This would give an ability to acquire new customers maybe faster, right? Thereby maybe making the loans cheaper, right? So that could be one use case that we thought of. And hence we built this platform, right? So I've just attached some screenshots for this particular platform. And as a part of this hackathon, we didn't try to focus on covering the entire ecosystem. We just try to create a scenario from the lender's perspective, wherein a lender would come onto the platform, log into the platform, and maybe ask for a loan, request for a loan. And once the lenders and borrowers can ask for loan, and lenders would then go look at the application, look at the collaterals, and then maybe lends out the money, right? And post this process, right, the borrower will also have some more additional capabilities wherein like they can ask for maybe part payment, which is like prepay some part of the money even before the loan closure. Or maybe if you want to maybe change the stream adjustment from 1 day to 2 days or 15 days, maybe you can do that as well, right? Along with maybe some other options like pre-closing a loan or getting the loan statement, all other capabilities, right? So these are some of the capabilities we thought of building, and we were able to build using Superfluid. Yeah. So the future work, future scope, we, as a part of this hackathon, we were not able to complete the collateral part of the loan, which we intend to. And we thought like we would probably give this platform, once we have the lenders view also ready, we can probably give this to enable some crowdfunding kind of activities as well, right, using the same platform. So that's something that we thought of, and that is it from my end. Thanks again for having us here. Me and Gyan from my team are on the call already. Thank you again. If you have any questions, please let us know. We would like to take some feedback on that.
Thanks a lot, Ravindra. I think I really liked your hack. I really liked the UI. You did a great job there. I think it was probably the most polished UI we've seen so far in any hackathon. That was very impressive. And I know you also struggled because you were using Angular. So it was great to see.
Sure, thank you.
All right. So I didn't see Praful. Are you here, Praful?
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, hey, do you want to go next?
Sure. Let me just share my screen. The screen is visible?
Yes.
Okay, great. So hi everyone, I'm Praful. So here was my hack, Streamable social token. So the goal of this hack was to allow users to create their own super token and allow them to mint NFTs. The NFTs would have attached streams to them. So when a user mints their token and then eventually mints an NFT, so what they will do is they will attach a royalty percentage to that particular NFT. So now anybody could, buy that NFT, and in return, they would receive a stream of the tokens that was minted. So let me start. So I've just connected this account. I will now mint a token. So I'm minting a super token right now. So yeah, again, it's not a optimistic UI right now, so we will need to refresh a couple of times before we see the change. So right now, what I've done based on the scripts that Superfluid has provided, I use the super token factory to basically create a super token from scratch. So now, as you can see, I would be able to mint a NFT. So let me just get the image. I will attach a royalty percentage, the image, and the address to whom I want to send it to. So now again, I have minted the NFT. Again, I'm powering this through subgraph, so it takes a little bit of time to upload. Yeah, here we see. So here's the minted NFT. And now what I can do is equity percentage has been pre-decided over here. I could just start the stream. And now I will just refresh the screen, the owner. So yeah, now we are able to see that they are receiving, yeah, over here, receiving the stream from the token that I had minted. So again, these are the other NFTs that this particular owner owns, and all the streams that they are able to receive right now, it's visible. So yeah, that's about it.
Very cool.
Any questions?
I think it's cool to distribute the dividends like that. I think more NFT creators should start doing these kinds of things.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And next we have ISAs on Superfluid. Are you here, Prince? I saw you.
Yeah, I'm here, friend. Yeah. All right, so let me get started. That screen share. So that is my screen visible. Yes, please let me know.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Oh, okay, sure. So I have gone through the idea from the Superfluid community, which were the ISAs on Superfluid. So we have to understand the characters different involved in an ISA. So there are 4 main characters: student, who is in need of a loan against an income share agreement in which he agrees to pay a specific rate back to the lender for a specific amount of time. So we are just thinking about it in a specific rate and amount of time. So there is a minimum threshold of salary to pay back to the lender, and there is another party, which is the lender, who will lend the money for the student to an institute X. And institute is where the student is currently studying, and company is who will pay to the stay to the contract, like Anil has discussed in previous talk. So how it will work is that we have a smart contract, which is actually a super app. So company will stream back salary of the student back to the smart contract, and based upon the threshold, whatever it may be, if the salary incoming into the super app is less than the threshold amount, 100% will go to the student. And if it is greater than the threshold, then the specific distribution rate will go back to the lender. So it has a really great use case. And for the institute side of things, the student can approve the institute after lender pays to the super app, and then only it will start streaming back to the lender. And to take the hardest part of my hack was just to keep track of the amount of money from the Superfluid. So I am currently using as a time unit based system which triggers on change of incoming streams whenever income streams change. So that was my hack in short, and I won't be taking too much time. And what are the key benefits is that you just have to need just-in-time liquidity, and it is a hassle-free workflow, because we all know that filling out the loan application and forms are really tedious and slow task, and it is really fast on because everything is on chain and you get all the benefits of the blockchain itself. The live reviews on the URL, it is currently under development. I am working on the UI itself as getting feedback from the friend. And if you have any questions, you can hit me up on the Discord. This is my Discord ID. And if you want to check out the code and share some feedback, you can go to the GitHub and create an yeah. Thank you. That is all from my side. Back to you, Fran.
Thanks for that. I think ISAs are an amazing idea, and I think it would be interesting to see if we can use them to get more people into the space, right? Maybe to start developing, and then when they get a job, pay back part of that loan, right? I think that could be an interesting way to get younger, maybe junior developers to start working in crypto.
Yeah, friend, it was a really great idea. That's why I've chosen that hack. It was really hard for me to hack this because I am hacking alone. So I'm currently working on the UI and I will get it ready by next month. And I will hit you up.
If anybody wants to see a really cool contract, he did a really good job in this one. So go and check it out.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Thanks a lot. So Mike, I can't remember who's next. I think that was all of our hackathons. We have a poll now to see how was your experience at ETH Odissey.
Yeah, this is more tailored to the ones that have been hacking on Superfluid, just to understand what we're not doing well and we should improve. So I'm seeing the results coming in now. I'll leave it on just for 20 more seconds. In the meantime, if anyone has questions to ask or to any of the teams building, we can just either type them on the chat or we can take them in a second when we do the Q&A. All right, so I'll stop the poll now and share the results. So it looks like most of you had a pretty smooth experience building with Superfluid, which is reassuring for us. Some of you would like to see more documentation, and some of you would like to see a better or clearer documentation. And someone is asking for a bit more support from our team. So for the better documentation, we're working on it. We're trying to build more documents that cover more of the code base and more of the features and functionalities. But yeah, of course, if you have any suggestions, ping us on Discord. That's the easiest way for us to take on your suggestions and embed them into the documentation. Also, it's on Gitbook, so you can basically access them via GitHub as well. And for the Superfluid team support, I invite everybody to use Discord more. We are trying to respond to every incoming query, even though the team is extremely busy because the project is exploding in terms of adoption. So we can't possibly respond to 100% of the queries in time. We try to do that in a range of 24 hours, but sometimes it takes a bit longer. But yeah, if you need anything urgently, tag at Superfluid in our Discord and someone from our team will get back to you.
Can I have a quick shout out? So we have a bounty related to documentation. So I'm going to send the link in the chat. It's related to hosting our reference document in Solidity contracts and JavaScript SDK. So instead of pointing out to people to the source code, we may as well generate the reference documents and host it on our website. So send the link if you are interested. Contact us, ping me in the Discord or send to our team chat.
Cool. Next up, we have a shout out to the team that built a Typescript integration with our SDK. So maybe Joshua, do you want to take the lead and just say a word about it?
Sure. Yeah. So I was me, Drew's Apple, and Manav. Hope I got that name right. We built out, this TypeScript, just type declarations for the SDK over the course of a few weeks. We kind of noticed early on that, this was a bit of a pain point for people working on the front end and need those type declarations. And so we're going to continue working with the Superfluid team, make sure we can keep those, any new features that get added, make sure those types are there for everybody. Also, I'd like to give a shout out on this to Ravindra. He was the first one to reach out about some bugs in the code, and he helped us, hash that out really fast. So thank you so much for that. And anybody else, if you come across any errors, any bugs, or anything related to TypeScript, feel free to reach out to me. It's going to be jtrilly, jtrilly.eth. Just reach out to me on Discord or wherever. Let me know, and we'll tackle that ASAP.
Cool. Thanks a lot for the work you put in there. It's awesome that we have more community help to improve our systems and our SDK and the whole protocol as a community effort. So, thanks for leading the project and closing it and then shipping it as well. So your name and all the team members' names are on our GitHub as contributors, and we are looking forward to have more of that coming up. Now, if we want to dive into the Q&A, please feel free to just write on the chat or open your mic and talk to us. Please just not everybody at the same time. So let's try to keep it easy and seamless, but we are open to questions until the end of the session now.
Not all at the same time, guys.
Is this like just for Q&A, or is this also like project updates and things like that as well?
Yeah, if you have something to share, feel free.
Sure. So just kind of like a quick update. So I also worked on the flow state project from Hack Money. I know some people here, I've kind of talked to them a little bit. I've been a little bit silent over the past couple of weeks. I've been working with the Superfluid team. We're pivoting a little bit. So originally, this was just designed to be a UI that was just going to hit the graph, and that was it. And there wasn't like a whole lot of scalability in mind. So we decided, just kind of build it up from the ground up. And after, speaking with some of the guys with Superfluid, I think we're going to be pivoting more towards like focusing, just aggregating as much accounting data as possible and include, any super tokens or any data like that as well. That way, just it makes accounting a little bit easier. For you guys that were here before, that timestamp snapshot kind of thing, where we can get, the state of any flows that are happening or any balances or anything given a specific time period. We're going to continue focusing that as well. But, I'll keep you guys updated on that.
Cool. Yeah, it's very necessary really to have an accounting tool. So I think as we develop that, more and more people will probably want to use it immediately. As for example, the guys that are getting paid in streams really need to figure out how much they're getting, right? And at the moment, it could be tricky sometimes to figure that out.
Yeah, and I did just bring on 2 other developers. So we're gonna work on cranking this out as fast as possible. Make sure that people can get their hands on it, test it out. Let us know how it goes. Like we're really gonna rely on that feedback from anybody in the community that ends up using it.
In the meantime, I was just looking at some of the names here on Zoom, as that's kind of the only metric we have, and it looks like today we have a lot of the Indian community, US community, and Chinese community present. So thanks for joining. It seems that for many of you, it probably is the first time that you are joining our community call. So if you do have any questions, don't be afraid. Even if it sounds silly to you, just type it in the chat or open your mic and talk to us. We are keen to learn more from you and understand how we can serve you better.
Ron, I have one thing I can say. So kind of on the note of getting streams paid to you via your salary, or if you're interested in paying out Superfluid streams to your employers, I'm working on trying to build all the compliance and regulatory infrastructure around that. I've got a short demo that I will put into the chat, so you guys can check that out. But if you're interested in either getting paid via stream or paying out employees in streams, please feel free to reach out. I'd love to chat with you just about your experience and hopefully make it easy for you to actually pay people in Superfluid streams and also be compliant with all your local tax regulations and things like that as well. So would love to chat about that.
Yeah. Sam, do you maybe want to share the screen and just show show how it is? I mean, I've seen it before, but I actually didn't share it with anyone in the team even. So it'd be a surprise for a few of us.
For sure. Let me do that right now. All right. Give me 1 second here. I might have to reboot my settings here. I might have to reboot Zoom to be able to show this. So I might not be able to show it on the call right now, but I will put the link right here in the chat. Just got to reboot the settings.
No worries. It was a very nice surprise. Sam just basically sent me a message on Twitter with his proof of concept, which does a bunch of cool and very necessary things for payroll. It's very, very, very cool stuff. Yeah. Anyone else have anything to share? Maybe some project updates. Marcus, I know, has a project. I don't know if there are any updates on that one.
Next month there will be some updates for sure.
Cool. Maybe we can introduce one of our newest team members who is showing their face. That's Caspar. He's there. Say hello, Caspar. Caspar just joined us recently. And yeah.
Hey guys, nice to meet you.
All right. Well, does anybody else have anything to share? I saw Sam put the link in the chat if anybody wants to take a look at that. Has anybody tried Ricochet? Maybe they had some problems with it or something they want to ask, because Sunny's in the chat, so it'd be a good opportunity for that. We've been sharing quite a few ideas recently on how to kind of take it forward. Looking forward to the governance getting set up there as well. If anybody's looking to join a DAO very early, I think Ricochet is a good one. Sunny, how many unique holders are there even at the moment of Ricochet?
Oh, the RIC token? I'm not sure. Should definitely check that out. Considering that there are like 48 different users, and a lot of those users continued streaming after the liquidity mining, probably like, you know, over 40, I'd say. But yeah, the RIC token, that's going to be our governance token. If you hold it, you can vote on, you know, new stream exchange markets coming up, and you know, a lot of cool other initiatives that we come up with in the future. One that we did speak about that Mike and you were speaking about was the Ricochet Launchpad, and basically using the amount allowing projects to launch their token using Ricochet, and basically like based off of the amount that you're streaming in, that kind of sets a price for the token. There are a lot more details to be, you know, ironed out with this, but it's a really cool prospect of using the Ricochet infrastructure for a really neat kind of ICO use case. So that's another thing that's on the pipeline.
So you can do a streaming ICO.
Yeah. It's like, basically we realized like when the amount that people are willing to stream for the RIC token kind of almost set a price for it. So in that sense, you know, if people are willing to stream in for a token, the rate at which they're streaming in, like say DAI or something, and getting a constant distribution of that token back sets a price for it. It's kind of like it's a little bit of math there, but you know, it can be tidied up, represented well, and you know, create a really interesting dynamic ICO process.
Yeah, I think
Joshua is asking if Ricochet governance tokens are still being distributed.
Yeah, so when we launch our USDC to wrap Bitcoin and USDC to wrap Ethereum stream exchange markets, we will again initialize our governance token distribution program. We hope to have that done by the end of the month. Definitely follow us on Twitter and hop in our Discord for the latest scoops and the best updates.
All right, do we have any other questions? So someone is asking, how do you convince your customer to pay you in crypto with a stream? I mean, seriously, I'm really hard enough to convince a big company to pay in crypto. That's a very good question. Is there anybody here who is being paid in crypto and has convinced their customers to do so? Sounds like no. So yeah, it is hard probably. I think the first step is moving people to be paid in tokens or stablecoins, says Philip. So yeah, it depends. Like, you know, some companies, especially in the kind of Web3 world, they do have a lot of crypto in their treasury. This is true for a lot of DAOs, like, you know, Make Your DAO or others. And it's true also for recent venture capital fundraisings, because also venture capital firms now have crypto in their wallet. So there is a lot more crypto flowing around. There is a lot more crypto flowing into salaries, as a lot of teams are moving now to crypto salaries payments, especially when a company becomes a DAO, you have an automated need for more crypto, because the DAO doesn't have a legal status to own a bank account unless the DAO is covered by a legal entity in the kind of real world. So, you know, as a company is decentralized, everything moves to crypto. And as that company is more in the crypto world, they most likely will need to pay in services that are, you know, payable with crypto. So probably we will have more and more DAOs asking, you know, to pay services and products with crypto. But at the moment, I don't have an answer for you there. There might be quite a few roaming around the chat, but there's no reason to pay in crypto if it's simpler for you to pay in fiat. So, you know, it's kind of hard to get those customers to switch to crypto if they don't want to.
All right. Well, lots of very quiet people in the chat. Marcus, do you have your t-shirt on? Yes. Nice. So for everyone, you can get one of these t-shirts by being active in our Discord. That's all it takes. I think there might be a few other people in the call that have one by now. But yeah, all you have to do is be active in the Discord and you'll get a t-shirt shipped to you worldwide by our new provider. So yeah, join the Discord. I'll put the link here if anybody isn't in there yet. There's definitely a lot of people in this call that we haven't really seen before. Be cool to know how you found us as well. We've noticed recently a lot of people joining us from China, for example, which is a place where I don't think we've ever done any marketing. So it'd be great to know where you found us. If anybody wants to tell us in the chat room, that would be great. A friend sent me the link via Twitter. Okay.
Yeah, just to stress this a little bit more, the call is really for you guys. Like we want to hear your voice on what you're building, what is not working, you know, what made you curious about Superfluid to the point to join our 1 hour call on a Thursday afternoon, evening, morning, you know, wherever you are in the world. But yeah, tell us, we're curious to know. This is a community project, so, you know, we are following whatever is needed. So just let us know.
I can share a little bit of my story if you want.
Absolutely. Please go ahead, Joseph.
All right. So I was playing with this idea of like streaming money to someone, you know, ever since I first heard about crypto like 10 years ago. And we even started like a small project with a friend that was called like Paper Task, which was something like, you know, like you finish a GitHub issue or something and you get paid immediately. But we kind of never finished that. It was like super early and so on. And I got back to it recently, and from the perspective not of crypto, but as a classic finance, and I still try to kind of like hide the crypto world from anybody in the normal world, because they're just scared, right? And that's how it is. But like the technology, on the other hand, is probably the solution. And my problem is I'm a product designer. I'm a UX UI designer, so I can make it like super beautiful, but I'm not a builder, not a developer. And so I was looking for, either like a technical co-founder or like a technical solution. That's how I found Superfluid. And that might be exactly the answer. And Robert, who just mentioned that a friend sent me a link via Twitter. So that was me. And so he was one of the guys that we were discussing this, and like this question he had, like, how do you convince someone to, get their salary streamed? And I think it's like right now, like you should kind of hide the crypto layer, like people want to get like their USD, and like if you tell anybody like you will get your USD every single day, every single hour, every single minute, like nobody's gonna say no, right? But they don't want to deal with crypto. Normal people don't, right? It's complicated, it's scary, it's dangerous. So maybe one of the solutions for us from our side is to kind of make it simple. Like we hide the technology that's under the hood, but they just get an account, they just get a credit card, and they can use the money, anytime to pay for their coffee, So that's one of the ways that I'm thinking about is like just don't say the word crypto ever. But the technology is the answer, of course.
Yeah, I think there should be ways to abstract the crypto away. I mean, as a protocol, obviously we don't we're happy to show the tech, right? We're all about the tech. But I think, the tech is there, right? So if you want to build a product on top of it that manages to abstract away all of that, it's great, and if you can provide that as a solution to people who maybe don't have the technical kind of skills to use crypto, even better, right? Because you can give them access to this technology. So I think it would be very interesting to see if anybody manages to build that abstraction.
Let's try.
Let's see. Yeah, I gotta try, right?
Right.
So you actually said something about getting people comfortable, right? So far, the people who are using Superfluid for salaries, right, are people who would have anyway received their salary in crypto, right? So they were already receiving it in crypto, and then they switched from receiving it lump sum to receiving it in streams. So I agree that kind of converting the fiat to crypto might be a bit trickier. Yeah, like Philip says, convincing people that peg coins are as good as USD is the tricky part. It needs education and cultural change. And I agree with him that it's happening. Like I think people will start accepting stable coins for what they are, which is dollars.
I mean, the problem is not converting from monthly payments to real-time payments. The problem is like converting from fiat to crypto. And like we're talking about stables, like maybe you don't need to do that, right? Like maybe you have wallets on both sides, and each wallet has a fiat on-ramp or off-ramp and a credit card. Then the people don't really care how the money got there, what were the channels. It's like in a bank, like you have a number on your account, you don't care what's the underlying technology. And if you can be getting the money in real time, they don't care, they don't need to care. They just want their money.
Yeah, but that's a good thing, right? With streams, you know that you're getting your money every second, right? You don't wait. Yeah. You don't wait anymore for the end of the month and then get surprised that your employer is actually not paying you this month, right? So that's the advantage, I think. But yeah, the on and off ramp point is taken. We are working towards having a good solution for that to be as as seamless as possible. But ultimately, whenever you touch the fiat world, everything gets complicated. So we'll see how that can be solved in the short term.
All right. Do we have any other questions? So we already broke the hour. Marcus, say something.
Just because of the getting the salary on a monthly basis, I think one of the biggest problems will be if you get your stream inbound, then you still have this huge chunk like your rent that you pay that come in once in a while. So is there a plan for the dashboard to make some threshold? So like say, yeah, you can stream it out, but not until that limit, because that is reserved for something I already know that that's a huge chunk I have to pay off at a specific point.
Okay, can I pitch in, Mike?
Sure.
Okay, imagine that you are with streams. It's really programmable money. So I imagine that you are receiving a stream and you can split it among a lot of substreams. So you imagine that you want to save 30% of your daily income to your rent. Just stream it to a contract, just stream it to another account, just stream it to anywhere. Ideally, it should be to your landlord directly. But until that time, you can we have the contract is the splitter. It's a multi-stream. So based on the input, you specify the percentage of outputs and the targets. So you can use, for example, 20% to convert in Ricochet to something, save another in crypto to your cold storage wallet, and use the remaining to pay your rent. Is going to be one event once a month. So you don't have to worry about to pay the rent. You don't work with streams because your landlord doesn't accept it, but you can do it just to organize it. So if you program all the expenses you want and just let it run. And once a month you have to remember to okay, I need to pay my rent. I don't know if
it might be that if we consider having some integration with the on ramps and off ramps, or just the crypto credit cards or debit cards, it might well be that you could stream to somewhere that converts that amount to fiat over time, for example, right? So you could create a buffer of fiat with a stream. I think the dashboard was more thought as kind of a redirection tool where you can redirect streams to destinations that make sense to you. And that could be investments, savings, or payments or expenses in a way. We never thought of it as, somewhere where you would hold your money, because the whole idea of Superfluid is making them as fluid as they can be without any friction. So we don't want to create a kind of idle capital that sits there and does nothing. Maybe the idea could be, stream them into Aave, earn the interest that Aave provides you, and then take them out of that Aave wallet you have and then pay rent with them. So you can earn on your cash flow instead of just letting it sit somewhere to then pay rent. It might be like higher security to do that, just to have some safety that, those funds are there and they're not going to get lost or liquidated in some, maker liquidations or things like that. But yeah, we will consider, implementing all these bits and pieces, but more than us, I think it would be cool if it comes from the community, right? And we have those features then embedded in somehow connected to the dashboard down the line.
Just to say one thing, for example, the monolith credit card, Visa card, is a smart contract. I don't see why we cannot stream it to that contract, a specific token, for example. So from our end, it's basically, if more companies are going to appear and more crypto oriented, the utility of Superfluid by default is going to be that amount. So if another company appears in Polygon with a credit card, with a Visa card, why not streaming directly for the credit card? there is a lot of potential with the stream, so I love it. Sorry.
Cool. Do we have any other questions? I don't want to run it too much over the hour because I guess everybody here has something else to do. So maybe we can take 1, 2 more questions, then close the call for today.
Okay, well, looks like a lot of people are very quiet. A lot of people who joined today, I think I've never seen before, which is a good sign. I'd love to hear, where you guys found us. If anybody wants to share kind of how they found out about us, that would be very interesting to know, I guess. And Elio says, we're waiting for the next Superfluid hackathon. Don't worry, we like hackathons, so we'll be doing one very soon, probably. And if you do have any updates on kind of how we could improve the hackathon experience for you, that would be good. But honestly, Elio, I think you guys should just finish DAOInsure because it's a really cool product. And I think a lot of people would use it.
Yeah, just one more thing. Someone is asking when is the next call and how they can sign up. So I just posted a link to the chat. That's a calendar of all the upcoming community calls. The next one is on September 16th at the same time as of today. So you can already register. There is no agenda set yet. We will usually do that 1 or 2 weeks before the call, but just feel free to just go there and sign up to all the calls you want to join in the future. Awesome. So I think this was probably the largest community call we held so far. And it looks like it's also the quietest because usually we had such a big active Q&A that we had to almost force stop the call. But for today, it's been so easy to moderate it. So thank you guys for not opening your mics and shouting at us. But also we'd love to see more engagement. So let's keep the conversation going on Discord. And if you have any feedbacks, do share any of them with us on Discord or Twitter. That would be amazing to kind of help us shape the protocol in the direction you guys want. So if there is no further questions, I'll just close it here. Fran, you want to say the last words?
Thanks for joining. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Right, that was straight. Sweet, guys. Thank you very much for coming.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.